I think we can all agree that dropshipping is a great way to get your business off the ground without much capital and without really, needing your own warehouses or knowing a lot of stuff up front about how to deal with logistics and all that kind of things. But of course, there is a point where it makes sense to change that business model, and in some cases, it can even make sense to not use it from the start and do something else. And this is something that I want to discuss in today's video, like the next level of dropshipping, or an alternative if you want, however you might want to call it. But the point is, I want to present you with another low-cost alternative to dropshipping that worked pretty well for us so far, and that also I see more and more students and clients actually using. And what you need for that specific model is just a bit of a budget. Let's say, for example, $1,000, or alternatively, you can still start with dropshipping and then actually make the transition to that specific model. And what I'm talking about here is one product private labeling. So you all know, of course, probably all know about private labeling, which means that you have a product that you, for example, put your own logo on. You maybe do your own packaging and all that kind of stuff. But this is really hard if you have multiple SKUs, right? So multiple stock keeping units, multiple different products, because then you have to buy certain quantities of all that products. But if you just have one, this is a great way to start, because depending on the product, you can also do these things like starting from 20 units or 30 units. It really depends on the product here. So let's discuss the multiple stages that you can go through so that you have your own successful one product private labeling business, whether you go in that right from scratch or after you have been dropshipping for a while. So the first step is to find a medium priced product for your business. So I wouldn't recommend that you sell $10, $20 items, because this will get very difficult. Your margins will still be low. At the same time, if you have very expensive products, most likely your first purchase order will be quite expensive. So if you sell $200 items, chances are that you have to pay at least like $50, $80, maybe even up to $100 to buy them. And this doesn't necessarily mean that the quantities you have to buy will go down significantly. So if you are in the price point of, let's say, you sell something for around $50 to $60, maybe a bit more, this is, I believe, a great price point to get started. Because even if you have to buy 50 pieces or maybe even 100 pieces, but you still only have to pay $10 to $20 to buy one of these products, it is still a fairly low investment on your side. So the first step is picking one of these products, and ideally they solve a very specific need. So these type of businesses, they don't make sense if you are selling like one piece of clothing, or if you are selling like one handbag, or if you're selling just one very simple, accessory item like home accessory or something like that. Because we're building a single page, a one product store, and a one product store only works with something that fulfills a specific need. People are not going to your store to buy like one jacket and there is nothing else, right? This doesn't make sense. So pick a product that ideally solves one specific need and at the same time is medium priced. The second step is that you should sell that product on a dedicated landing page. And this could be anything like from a ClickFunnels page or Kartra, which is the tool that I use for like landing pages, one product pages and all that stuff, at least sometimes when I'm not using Shopify. Or you also use, for example, Shopify with a landing page builder. Shogun, Pagefly, Zipify, you name it. But the point is, you should have a one product store that has a real dedicated landing page, because that way you can really guide people through the stage of buying. You can really create that pain that makes people want to buy that product. So you have a headline, you talk about why, you talk about the pain people have if they are looking for that product, why they need exactly that product, and you come up with some testimonials, with some images. Ideally, you have a video. It's a very kind of long form landing page, and on there you really make people crave that one product. Now, we won't go too much into detail here of how exactly these things have to look. If you think that's an interesting topic, let me know and I will do some more content about it. But the point is, make a landing page that entices people to buy, and then whether you use upsells and cross sells and all that kind of stuff is up to you. I recommend it, but as I said, it's not the goal and the focus of this video right here. Now, then number 3 is that you can either dropship or you can, stock that product right away. So the first option, starting with dropshipping, of course, is low risk, because you don't have to pay anything up front. You can test the waters. You can see if that particular product sells. Of course, you can also pick a product from your store that has already been selling and basically put it into its new own one product store where where you like focus all the marketing on that one product, where you really build everything around that and you create some fuss around it. So it's really up to you. I personally like to go with the private label from scratch if I see a whole lot of potential in there and I want to give people the best buying experience right away. So my own packaging, my own logo, maybe very quick shipping times, like 2 to 3 days depending on where you live, and all these other benefits. But of course, if you have a very low budget, if you've never done that before, if you want to start as low risk as possible, it can also work if you just start with dropshipping right away. I mean, there aren't that many disadvantages. You can still use normal advertising, still many things work the same. It's just that your overall customer satisfaction rate and buying experience will be a little bit lower. So think about whether you want to take a winner that already worked for you and put it into a store, whether you just want to start from scratch, test the new products with dropshipping, or whether you go the extreme route in a way and you just go with whatever product you have in mind and buy them up front, buy the products up front to your warehouse, to your place, whatever you want to ship it to right away. As I said, all of these three can work. It's a matter of budget. If someone has, if some product that meets the criteria, like medium priced, solves the need, etc., has worked for you before very well in a store, I recommend that you test this out in a separate one product store and really build like some sort of brand around it or some sort of fuss around that one particular product and that page. Number 4 is, in case you actually started with dropshipping, you wait until you make regular daily sales, until you then consider going into branding and buying it for yourself. Now the point is, you may ask, like, why shouldn't I go with dropshipping forever? If I get like 20 sales or 10 sales a day with dropshipping, no investment, no risk really, then this is fine, right? Yeah, in a way that makes sense, but at the same time remember that with dropshipping you always have lower margins. So if you buy something from China and it takes like 20 days to arrive, first, some people will always, some people will never buy because of that. There are always people that are in a hurry, they want to get it quickly, that just don't want to wait. And you never really know whether this percentage is actually quite high. So first, you will be able to convert more people because of that. Second, if you buy the products to your place, you can do all kind of stuff with it. You can customize the packaging so that less people will return it. Because if people really like the packaging and the design of it and the buying experience, you will see that your return rates will just massively drop. At the same time, you can take way more pictures with it. You can make videos with it. You can send it out to influencers if it makes sense in your case. So these are all things that some of them you can do if you dropship from China. You can order these to yourself or write to influencers, but if you have them all in your place, it is just way easier, way better, and I highly recommend to do that. And another thing, like the major thing in the long term, is your margins. So if you sell, let's say, 50 products a day, right? And this means that you're already buying a lot of stuff from your supplier. So why not just place a purchase order of like 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 products right away? You will save costs when buying, you will save costs with shipping. At the same time, you can, if you want, because let's say you actually decide that you want to do a custom packaging, you may be able to charge a little bit more because your customers will like the product more, they will perceive it as higher value, you will get less refunds, so this means your margins will go up here too, and at the same time it will be quicker. So overall your margins will increase, and let's say your margins are like $30 per sale right now, and if you do everything yourself, it goes up to $50, for example. This is something that doesn't make a huge difference if you start out, but if you really sell like 20, 50, 100 products a day or more, this will have a significant effect. And I would much rather have this tiny little risk of buying some products up front, but making like $10,000 in additional profits each month, right? So at some point you should really consider going into that space when you make, the latest, if you make daily consistent sales. There is no exact number for it. Like with 5 sales a day, you can definitely consider that. With like 20 or 25 sales, I would definitely do that, because your margins will improve. You will make more money in the end. You can acquire more customers because you have now more money to spend on advertising, and you can really, really enter the scaling phase. So yeah, this is basically the process of setting up your own one product private label store or one product landing page, one product funnel, however you might want to call it, depending on how you do it. Now, of course, there are pros and cons to this concept that I want to quickly go over before I also kind of end this video. Then, as I said, if you want to learn more about this, let me know in the comments, and I will do some more content about this whole concept and about this whole, private labeling stuff, etc., because we have done it several times. And the first thing, of course, the first negative aspect that I will hear now, of course, is the risk, and that you cannot really know if the product sells, right? So I always hear people say, I want to test as many products as possible. I want to have a general store because I can have some great tests running. But the point is, if you really do your homework, if you do your research, if you find a great product that has potential based on, it solves a need, it has a good price, it has solid margins, competition is not too crazy, and you see like on Google ads or Facebook ads, you can get the right people to the store, then I always think it makes sense to give it a try, whether you do dropshipping or stock-based selling right away. But of course, there are also some other disadvantages, like you have to really, decide for one product, which means you cannot do other stuff. You can hardly run 10 of them at the same time. So you're also dedicating a lot of time to this one product, and you kind of have the pressure that it has to work, which is like similar to the actual first disadvantage of the risk, right? But at the same time, we have some really big benefits. As I said, margins, at least when you go to private labeling, margins will massively increase. Second, your advertising will be laser focused. If you send people from a Google ad to a super dedicated landing page for a very specific product that solves a need, right? Whether it's a technical product like a drone, or like another cool gadget, or a toy, or some beauty device for women. There are so many things. There are literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of products that could work with this tactic. Your targeting or your advertising will be much better targeted because people get to a page that is perfectly designed for them. You have a very clear target audience. You build a very good landing page around that target audience, and then you are also able to convert them much better. Think about it. If you want a woman to buy like a very specific cosmetic device, let's say some gadget that has some sort of benefit and it costs like $80, do you think the conversion rate would be higher in a one product landing page where you talk about the exact pain, like why is that person probably, why would she need that product and why is it so beneficial, and then some testimonials, some images of how this device like helped her get better skin or something like this, like before and after pictures, as long as they are like legit, of course. And you have this whole landing page that guides her through that decision-making process, and then you have a very strong call to action with dedicated upsells only for that product, like extended warranty or some extra fills if there is something that she can actually use. Don't you think that this would convert better than just a general store called mybestdealsever.com, where she then also finds 100 different products and it's not really focused? So if you have these dedicated landing pages, your conversion rates will go up, you will get more for your advertising, more for your ad spend, which means that your ROAS will most likely be higher and you can pay more to acquire a customer. So marketing basically gets easier and better with these dedicated landing pages, and as I said, in the long run you can really scale them up to the moon. So at least for this particular product you can literally sell thousands and thousands of. Sure, if you really want to build a full brand in that space, like around beauty products in general or one specific niche in beauty, you can always build another store later. You can always make the product part of a bigger store of something else later on. But if you have that one product landing page, whether you just tried from scratch or whether you used like a product that was already selling to scale it up, you will see that you can just do better work. And it's also, in my opinion, more fun to build all of these funnels like upsells, downsells, build a landing page. I think it's just more fun than throwing 1,000 products into a store and seeing what will maybe stick. Because you will see that some products that don't sell in a general store or even in a broad niche store will sell in a landing page that you designed very, very carefully, because it's not always the product's fault. It's usually how you actually present the product. All right. So this was my video on like the next level, next generation of dropshipping, or the alternative, however you might want to call it. It depends, of course, on how you do that, as I gave you multiple options and ways to approach that method in this video. So if you enjoyed that, if you think that this makes sense, if this resonates with you, leave a like below and let me know in the comments if you think that this is something that would work for you. Like, do you plan to try that now for you? Did you maybe try it before? Did it work out for you? Let me know. Because I would be really interested in seeing what your experiences with this have been so far. As I said in the beginning, or like 2 or 3 times in this video, if you want me to make more stuff about that, like give you some more back information about like this whole thing, private labeling, landing page building, let me know in the comments too, and I will make some more content about that. And else, I hope that you subscribe to this channel to not miss on any of these e-commerce and marketing videos. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I will hopefully see you in the next one again, guys. Bye bye.